for now, I'm going to stop there. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Honorable de Blanche. The next is Dr. Groenewald. Honorable Groenewald.
Morning, Chair. Thank you. Chair, I want to put it quite clearly that the handling of this situation of Colonel Kinnear is a victory for criminals. Everybody may think it's only relevant as far as gangs are concerned. Chairperson, the minister is on record where he said that the criminals have more resources, they have more money, and they use more sophisticated equipment when it comes to crime. Now, Chair, my question is that what did the police specifically focusing on the gangs in the Western Cape, what planning did they do to ensure that, and we know they're ruthless, to protect not only Colonel Kinnear, but all its other members? Because we know part of the modus operandi of criminals is that they bribe certain people to ensure that they are successful. And they know that if there is no successful prosecution on this matter, it's a huge victory, because that sends a message to each and every policeman and policewoman in the South African police services, not only in a special unit. And therefore, Chairperson, to keep it short, we want to have clear answers. I mean, to have an attack, 2 attacks, which one involved a grenade in 1 month. And then after 1 month, the protection is withdrawn. And please, can I ask, as far as the minister and the commissioner is concerned, don't tell us, but the case and the matter is under investigation and we cannot reveal certain information. We are not interested in the process, or I am not interested in the process as far as certain suspects are concerned. My concern is, why was the protection withdrawn? And secondly, was there an investigation with the withdrawal that some people were not bribed by the gangsters? Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much, Honorable Groenewald. Honorable Meshu. Reverend
Thank you,
Meshu.
Chairperson. Thank you, Chairperson. To the Kinnear family, may I start by conveying our sincere condolences to the family on the loss of your very experienced, productive, and respected detective. Some comments about some statements made by Mrs. Kinnear. She says when she asked questions about their security, particularly that of her husband, because of seeing the threats, she was told that they had, or she had, unrealistic expectations. Now, if that is the case, and I have no reason to doubt that, whoever said those words was very insensitive. When a family feels insecure, when the family feels vulnerable, it is the duty of the police to bring comfort and assurance to the family, rather than to say they have unrealistic expectations. If a wife thinks that her husband, who's a detective and is doing a dangerous job, is vulnerable, she has the right to say that. So I fail to understand why she couldn't be accused of having unrealistic expectations. I understand why the family believes, as Mrs. Kinnear said, that SAPS has failed their family. I understand that. And I appreciate the fact that she said what happened to their family, to the Kinnear family, should not happen to another family. And I concur with that, and I trust that the family would support them in that. That the experience that the Kinnear family had because of the treatment that I would agree that was not professional from the side of SAPS should not happen to another family. Life is precious. Whether one is a detective, a colonel, or even a sergeant, life is precious. Now, a question was asked why General Very, who knew that both him and Colonel Kinnear were on the hit list, why he was protected and Colonel Kinnear was not. Obviously, he needs to answer that because he was the boss of this experienced detective. And he knew that he was on the hit list. Now, knowing that he was on the hit list, why would he be happy that he alone is under guarding and the one working for him or under him is not under guarding? I think that matter also, obviously, the question has to be answered. Mr. Basson's case was resolved. And Chairperson, thank you for your words about this. The case was resolved only after he cried to Parliament. He made a petition to Parliament. If he did not make a petition to this committee, Chairperson, maybe that case would not have been resolved. So should the committee or the chairperson make an official announcement throughout the country that anybody who is unsatisfied or dissatisfied with the work of detectives in SAPS have the right to approach Parliament? Because if that be the case, we are going to be surprised by the many, many cases that would come to Parliament because of people that are not satisfied. Now, obviously, when it comes to giving updates and feedback, SAPS is notorious for that. They are notorious. I once gave the number of cases that I personally had. Cases of break-ins, my car stolen, my home being broken into about 4 times, and I would hear nothing back from SAPS. So that they cannot be defended when it comes to SAPS members failing to give proper feedbacks to people who have cases. Many would say the last time I heard from them was when I took my statement to them. That was the last time. When I opened the case, that was the last time they said they'll come back to me. They have not come back to me. That I know from experience, and I've given them cases in Parliament when I complained also that I was not getting any feedback. So, Chairperson, AGU, we're told that AGU protected the family for some time. They did the guarding for some time. And that was not official. I am curious, what made AGU to provide the guarding if the generals or national did not know about it? What are the procedures that are followed before guarding is given to anybody who's under threat? Do provincial commissioners have the right to do that on their own? And when they do that, do they have to inform national or not? Particularly if it is known that somebody is on the hit list. Does headquarters know about people, detectives who are on the hit list? And if they don't know, then we have to ensure that they know, because things will happen in the provinces without them knowing what is happening. So, Chairperson, maybe my last question is going to be on the issue of the threat analysis. At what stage is a threat analysis made? When it comes to somebody on the hit list, is it not automatic that when you're on a hit list, there has to be a threat analysis? So my question is, after hearing that Colonel Kinnear was one of the best, actually they said many times he was the best of the best. Now, if you hear that the best of the best is on the hit list, why don't you do a threat analysis? I would like to know that. Thank you, Chairperson. Obviously, besides the questions of who gave the instruction to withdraw the guarding, that's a very interesting one that obviously is central to the whole thing. But I'm also interested about this AGU. When they withdrew the case or the guarding, knowing that the family is under threat, they knew that even when they were there, their guarding was in place, that somebody came with a hand grenade. But to withdraw that guarding quietly, it raises suspicions. Thank you, Chairperson.
Thank you, Honorable Meshu. Honorable Faku.
Thank you, Chairperson, and greetings to yourself and to honorable members. First, Chair, let me thank Ms. Kinnear to form part of our committee today to bring this matter to our attention as a committee. We want to say to herself and her family, especially the kids there, I know it's not easy to lose a loved one. We want to send our heartfelt condolences to you. And we also feel for the family, for the experience that you are going through. On behalf of this committee, we want to apologize, especially of the service that your husband has offered to our country, especially to the people of the Western Cape. But I just want to say that I was hoping, Chair, before as members, you would give maybe the ministry to give response, because at some point I understand the minister did commit in terms of the safety of the family. I know that the minister is one person and a deputy minister who really fight crime in our country. I would really want to respond after they have given us their response. Maybe if the Western Cape has taken that decision to take out the people who are supposed to protect the family, we need to get answers. There must be consequence management if it needs be, because when the minister speaks that whatever he says, things must be implemented. So I think, Chair, let us hear, as we know that women are the most vulnerable people in our country. At all times, we must give them protection. So before I contribute more, can we give the minister an opportunity to really respond to the issues that have been raised so that we can really engage the matter? Thank you very much, Chair.
Honorable Faku, my appeal is that you raise your questions, because the response from the minister and SAPS will be the last. I will not take another round of questions. As you know, with petitions, I give you all an opportunity to ask questions. SAPS ends and then we continue receiving reports on the matter. So Honorable Faku, please state your questions and then the minister and SAPS will respond. You will not be given another opportunity.
So that I don't repeat myself, Chair, my question is, why was the protection removed from the family's home for the people that were safeguarding the family? That is my question. I think other questions have been covered. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Faku. Honorable Mapatsu and then Honorable Shembeni.
Thank you, Honorable Chair, for the opportunity, and also welcome Ms. Kinnear and the family. I want to join other members of Parliament of the committee on passing our condolences on the passing on your loved one. Indeed, this committee has been doing a very good work, especially when we receive petitions. Mr. Who was there before? Mr. I've forgotten the last petition that we dealt with. He was allowed to come and present to the committee. And we promised him that we will make sure that his case is addressed as a matter of agency, and will continue playing our oversight role on the police. And his case was successfully resolved because the culprits were arrested. Similarly, Mrs Kinnear, for you to write a petition to Parliament, it's a good thing, because this is a parliament of the people. It must listen to the people. And your case, you have observed also that we are taking it very seriously. And that is why you also had an interview with the chairperson of the committee and yourselves. And she promised that she will make sure that she briefs the committee and make sure that this matter is followed up unto the latter. And we want to promise you that as a committee, we will be expecting the briefing from the police time and again until this matter is resolved. I want to join the others. I wanted also, Chair, to come after the police part. You have ruled that you are not going to give us chance. I want to join other people to say, I mean, these are policemen and women who understands the security better than us as honorable members. And if they have made an assessment, security assessment, and they have found out that indeed the life of Colonel Kinnear was in danger, and over and above that, there was a grenade attack, or a person was arrested having a grenade. That exactly showed you that the life of Colonel Kinnear was under a serious threat. And for me, the police should have taken it very, very, very serious, because this colonel was dealing with serious cases and traveling from the country, sacrificing his life because he joined the police to serve our people so that they are safe and we feel safe. But if the same institution cannot protect its own, when even the information is there, who was doing the analysis? And why immediately after the grenade incident, the protection is removed? It raises serious questions to us as members of parliament that there's something happening there. And that is why the family feels so strong that that means there were people involved here. And I would want us to really say the people who removed the security, when they know that in Cape Town in particular, I don't say in other provinces where he was moving, because it's clear that he was surveilled from point A to point B. His life was at risk, but they wanted a time where they could hit. But if the people could hit you at your own place, and the police knowing exactly that his life is under threat, I think they failed the family, the police here. So I think the report that we will get, Chair, even though we're not going to ask questions after the report, but I would request that maybe as we receive an update on the case, that it should be treated. I know they've treated it very as a high level case. One arrested, the one was what do you call this thing? The pinch, was using the pinch, listening to in fact not listening, tracing where Mr. Kinnear was at that particular time. But my worry is that the police understand better, and they've got better equipment to would have protected Mr. Kinnear. So let the police respond to these things. But from my side, Chair, is that it was very, very poor analysis from the police who were responsible for analysis, security analysis, and for giving security to him and removing it 3 days. And after 3 days, he is assassinated. That thing is in itself. In fact, it should have long been investigated, this thing, and we should have long received the report. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much, Honorable Mapache. Honorable members, the meeting is an open meeting. It's an open to the public. All our committee meetings are open to the media and open to the public. So whatever we commit ourselves to, we will follow through. I'm not silencing anybody. The matter will not be concluded today. There is an investigation. We will be receiving regular updates on the matter. If the matter is placed on the agenda again, the family will be invited again. If it is directed to the committee as an internal report, we'll send the responses and the report to the family. So the last speaker on this is Honorable Shembeni, and then I'll give the Minister and his team an opportunity to speak. Honorable Shembeni.
Thank you, Chairperson. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Mrs. Kinnear. As far as I am concerned, questions have been asked by Mrs. Kinnear to the department, the South African Police. And those questions are the questions that we're asking, why this, why that? But the truth of the matter here is, I remember, Chairperson, I made a point, I can't remember exactly the date, last year, talking about our investigators that are being killed, as to what is the department doing. Because I remember we had investigators in the IPID that were being killed. And once you make a follow-up, you will find out that the murder is linked to the police officers that are being investigated. Now, when you follow it correctly, here, our Lieutenant Colonel Kinnear was killed because there was some exposure which were about to happen.